if I wake up in the morning and then have a target for the day, I am a heat-seeking missile, dude. And you probably are too. The issue all of us have is chaos in our schedule. I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I have clarity, and I wanna share with you some of the things that I'm doing this year that has already freed up so much mental bandwidth. All right, this is good stuff. Stay tuned. Honestly, what did we do before backup cameras? I mean, seriously, dude. This is an 18-foot trailer, and I don't have, any room to spare on this thing. So, if y'all remember the story, I almost killed myself, possibly killed myself, loading up into the dump trailer. If you guys are loading up equipment like into an elevated trailer, I want to caution you about that. I had a scare that, it is now causing me to take 2 trips whenever I go into town. I load everything up on this trailer, I take my equipment to the job site, I come back, I grab my dump trailer, and then I go back into town. It's inconvenient, but that scare, I don't want to deal with that again. Furthermore, if I do have to take the soil cultivator, my dump trailer doesn't fit it anyways. Ideally, I would have a low profile 18-foot. I got to have 18 feet. And then I would have one trailer, all right? So then my dump trailer could haul all this equipment and then have dumping capabilities, so I didn't have to make an extended trip back. That's a long-term plan. 18-foot dump trailer, those are hard to come by. This is a custom order, and it's very, very expensive. So until then, I'm just going to have to make the extra trip back and forth to town. Inconvenient, but it's safer that way. Okay, so I've got all this loaded up. Let's talk about what I was originally wanting to talk to you guys about in this video, which is freeing up mental band. And I'm telling you guys, it's life-changing once you figure this out. Okay, it ended up getting way too cold outside. The weather's been crazy here. I got my equipment dropped off at that job site, but I wanted to come back in the office and tell you guys, this has been such a game changer for me. And it's something I've recently done, but it has freed up so much mental bandwidth for me, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Whenever I am operating at my best, it's when I am focused and organized, okay? I'm one of those people that's like, I'm like a heat-seeking missile, dude. Just like, give me a target, tell me what the target is. I am going to hit that target. Like, that's how I'm wired. Whenever I am not doing well, whenever I feel like I'm stressed out and things are just not jiving well, it's always from a lack of organization and intent on my part. That is one of my downfalls. You guys think that I'm completely organized. A lot of times, guys, I just go and do, and I fill my calendar with busy work, and it creates and you guys, you are going to relate to this. It creates a chronic sense of background noise and background stress, meaning you have all these tasks out here that you always have to do during the week. You got the sales you need to be doing, the admin work that you should be doing, billing, processing payroll. Then you got to go meet Miss Jones to do her estimate, and the guys need help in the field, and then you got to get the supplies ready for the landscaping job. All of this. Then I got to do YouTube videos, edit YouTube videos, film the content. Then I got to meet with. My point being, whenever you are a business owner and you're trying to do things, all right, if you have not run into this yet, you will eventually. you will have so many things on your plate that there will just be a constant background noise and stress, and it's something I've really struggled with. But I have I am ready for 2026, man. I've recently made some changes, and for me, it's just been very, very simple things. And it's like one of those things. Whenever you do it, you're like, why did I not do this before? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what my absolute non-negotiables are for the week. This is not a big month calendar or anything. This is just Sunday through Saturday. Okay, your exercise during this video is to write down 4 to 5 non-negotiables. Okay, now before we get into mine, I just want to tell you I did not put down in mine like church or family time or those things happen organically throughout the week. If I have time on the back end of the evenings, like whenever I'm not, like, all that stuff just happens. That stuff happens on Sundays for me and Saturdays and in the evenings during the week. So I didn't like block out family time. We're going to sit down and play board. It's not. So whenever I show you this and you're like, Jonathan, why didn't you block in your family time? It's because it happens naturally. Okay. The other thing that I want to tell you whenever you're doing this exercise, and I'm fixing to show you all mine, is that you don't want to take your week calendar and then fill every nook and cranny with, oh, this day I'm doing estimates, this day I am doing sales, this day I'm going to do a payroll, this day I'm going to do this. Like, the whole purpose of this exercise is to identify the 4 to 5 things every single week that are your non-negotiables, and then everything else fills in after that. But it provides clarity. Okay, so what are some of my non-negotiables? All right, so one of my non-negotiables moving forward is I want to spend dedicated blocks of time editing YouTube videos. I film content all throughout the year, and then you'll see me. I'll just go on a tangent where I'll just go on this run where I can just knock it all out, and then I'll go a month or so without doing anything. But I don't like doing that. I want to be consistent for you guys, all right? And the way that I do that is I have put here Sundays at 3 to 5 p.m. That is my YouTube editing window, right? I got church earlier that day. Everything's kind of winding down here at the house on Sunday afternoons. That's just a great time for me to sit in the office and do that, okay? So that was one of my non-negotiables that I put on my calendar, okay? The other thing, this is big for me, and this admittedly is a big stressor. Gym time. I function best whenever I'm taking care of myself and going to the gym. And sometimes I would go early in the morning, sometimes I would go middle of the afternoon, and sometimes I would go late in the afternoon. And what it did was there was complete inconsistency in what was happening. Now, I was consistent. I was still getting my workouts in, but it ended up just creating so much chaos. All right. And I said, you know what? I'm not being flexible anymore, in my gym time. I don't want to do that. I want to have a set time, 3-4 days a week. This is the time that I show up at the gym, period. And everything else is going to fall into place around that, because that is an important thing for me. That is a non-negotiable. Okay. So the gym was another thing. The next thing was I wanted to be more present with the crew in the field. Okay. The last few years, admittedly, I do very, very little mowing in our business. My goal, or my responsibility throughout the week, has been doing estimates, doing sales, setting us up for the end of week landscaping installs. That's worked out well. But I have realized that there is a lot of really, really good things that happen whenever I am in the field, okay? And this is not a video on like, should you be in the field or should you not, John? Like, that's a rabbit hole, and I'm telling you that I've done it both ways. And the last year and years prior, I've done very, very little mowing. It's worked out good for us. But moving forward into 2026, there are some very specific reasons, which I may cover in another video, that I want to be present with our mowing crews early in the week, specifically on Monday and Tuesday. So Mondays and Tuesdays, I've got it blocked out here in the calendar that Monday and Tuesday in the AM, I'm going to the gym at this specific time. I'm leaving the gym. I'm joining up with our crew, They know I'm going to be there with them Monday and Tuesday, full day working. Yes, Jonathan, the owner of Florida Turf Pros, working in the field full days, mowing on Monday and Tuesday. All right. Maybe I'll do a video on why I'm making that change. But for now, you just need to know that that was something that is solving a lot of problems for me. It was so important that I'm putting it onto my calendar of non-negotiables. The other thing is we have a really good contract, a commercial contract. And this contract for me is one of our most important contracts, commercial contracts. And it's not something, it's not a contract that I want to just push to the end of the week and say, we'll get to this account whenever we can get to it. This is a high priority item for me. So I'm putting this item in Wednesday at 7 a.m. in the morning, okay? I know every single week this account is getting done at this time. I'm there to supervise this. I just wanted to be present on that job site with our crew. So Monday, I'm in the field. Tuesday, I'm in the field. Wednesday, I'm in the field, at least for the morning, supervising this particular contract. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not trusting our crew and I'm like, no longer delegating. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that by me putting these items onto my calendar, I wake up now on Monday morning and I have a target. I know exactly what has to be done every single day. Tuesday, I know what has to be done. Wednesday, I know what has to be done. Thursdays and Fridays are left open on the back end of the week for overflow, and then for our landscaping, tear outs and installs, sod work, all that type of stuff. So I've intentionally left those days open for that. But I heard Kevin O'Leary say something that was like, it was so simple, but like the light bulb went off, it clicked. And I think he actually got this from Steve Jobs. But check this out. He said, every single thing in your day, it's one of two things. It's either signal or it is noise. And what he meant by that was you are trying to find the signal. Like, you got this radio frequencies happening all over the place, all this noise, but you've got this signal, this thing, 2 or 3 things each day that you're trying to get done. Okay, and for me, this is the things that are on my calendar, the non-negotiables. Those things, they have to be done on those days. All right. All this other stuff that pops up, the call, this, that, all that stuff, it's just noise that interferes with getting the actual thing done, the signal. Like that is what you are trying to hone in on every single day. And for me, it was just like this light bulb went off, like, I can totally ignore that prick that called and left an ugly voicemail because he thought I cut him off in traffic early this morning. Like, you know why? Because it's just noise. It has nothing to do with my signal, like what I'm trying to get accomplished during the day. Guys, this calendar, putting down my non-negotiables every single week and then having a structure, a target to go off of every single day, for me, it just all of a sudden is like, it just provides so much clarity and reduces my stress level to a point where I wanted to share it with you guys. We all probably just have this constant chronic stress in the background. If you are doing things, if you are like running a company and have a couple employees, you got a lot of things going on, you're just like mowing grass, you're like, life's great. That's great, man. That's awesome. But there's a lot of guys that are doing a lot of things, and you're a husband, you're a father, you're a business owner, you're a content creator, you go to church, you try to have extracurricular, like stuff to do with your friends. It's like we're all so busy. But if you will just label the 4 to 5 things that are non-negotiables for you, put it in a weekly calendar, put it on repeat, you would be shocked at how much mental energy and mental bandwidth it clears up for you. It did for me. It was that important, guys, that I wanted to share it with you. Hope y'all have a good one. Y'all stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next video.